안녕하세요. Hi everyone, this is Ariel, one half of Soju for Two, and this is a video about dating in Korea. I get this question a lot from my subscribers, basically asking me what my life is like dating here, and I guess I'll start with the fact that since I've been in Korea, I have dated several guys, and a lot of them have become friends um, as opposed to like sort of romantic interest. And I think that's sort of the nature of dating in Korea, the Korean style of dating. So not necessarily this is the experience for most foreigners, but in Korea, there's usually there's meeting naturally, which of course happens. But there's meeting, which is when you have a group of friends together and you sort of have like a blind date kind of thing. There's sogeting, which is a blind date for usually someone like my age, like 25, and there's sun, which is for when you're like a marriage date, basically, when your family has sort of chosen someone they want you to date because they want you to marry them. So yeah, these are the sort of types of dating that happen in Korea. And I guess for foreigners, most of the time it's not really that necessarily like that. But for me, I tend to just have fun meeting guys, and a lot of times because the Korean dating culture is so established, um, people are really specific to other types. So if you don't work out together like romantically, then it's totally cool to just be friends, and people are really open with that. It's not like awkward at all. So I really like that about culture here, the dating culture here, and I just have a lot of fun with dating. So I guess I don't know. I guess I'll tell you guys my the reality I think of dating and like the seriously hard reality of it. That for the most part, I've had really positive experience dating Korean guys. And I guess I should just say like there are different experiences. I've had friends that have had bad experiences and have felt really hurt and offended um, by a lot of things by dating here and dating Korean guys. And I only really have dated Korean guys since I've been here. But I guess the things that I want to tell you guys, my sort of warnings or like what I've learned from my friends or the advice that I give them, um, like Ariel, like how do you do this? Like how is it working out for you? And I think like it's the same approach to dating anywhere, but here because we're foreigners, we have to combat like other prejudices as well before you even get to the fact that like you're in a really you're going on a date when everyone's already nervous. So I guess the big thing about dating for me is that like you want to be the kind of girl, at least I do, that guys want to date. They don't want to just like take to a motel. I know that seems kind of dramatic and like how could you go from just a date to a motel, but that's really the reality I think for foreign girls. There's the option of really being in a relationship with someone, but there's also the fact that we're like a fantasy, we're like a fetish or something for a lot of Korean guys, and a lot of Korean guys will think, or there's the expression like, "Are you Russian?" which basically means, "Are you a prostitute?" Now, no one has ever said this to me in Korea, and no, a Korean guy has never said this to me, and I think that's a lot because of the impression that I want to portray to the world, like who I am. It's really important to me that I've adapted to Korean culture in such a way that like Korean guys don't see me as just a foreign girl, but they see me as someone that could potentially want to date. So you have to combat that prejudice right off the bat that foreign girls are easy, and don't be the kind of girl that guys just want to take for a one night stand unless you're that kind of girl and you want to be that kind of girl, which is totally cool. But a lot of my friends, they always, they don't want to be that girl. They want to be the relationship girl, or they want to be someone that people are serious about. And I guess this is the advice I give to them. Like in Korean culture, dating is a lot about fashion. And I know this seems really like superficial and like why is that an issue? But it's true. Like when girls go on dates, you'll see tons of people dating in Korea. They are always cute. And that's something like that's expected here, that you really put an effort into fashion. And fashion in Korea, like I've said in other videos, is modest on the top, and you can have a really short skirt. You can have like a like a fashionably maxi skirt or something. You could wear pants, something that's like really chic. But for the most part, remember, even if, especially if you're a foreigner, I think you have to be careful about this. Like this shirt that I'm wearing right now, I probably won't wear until it's like really, really hot because it's too low cut for Korea, like frankly. This kind of level is totally appropriate. And for school, I'd say like here. But this is probably too low cut for most of the time, especially if you are just meeting someone. Like I think this is too low cut, for sure. This doesn't give off a good impression, at least in Korea. Now back home, I totally would have worn this on a date. It's super cute. It has an eyelet. Like this seems really girly and adorable. But I feel like here it's just a little too low cut for a date or a first date. So I totally recommend something here, cover your shoulder, And your skirt can be as short as you want, because for some reason, even though legs are sexy in Korea, they're not super sexualized the way they are in the US, but breasts are really. So if you can see your chest, it's like kind of be a problem. So yeah, I would say like that's one thing. Even when going out to clubs, you'll notice Korean girls tend to wear like shirts, dresses like that are really high around their neck and have sleeves when they go to clubs. But they wear super, super short skirts. And, that's just sort of the reality of Korean fashion. I know it's really hard for us to understand that because we think like clubs wear as little as possible. But you really, for the most part, you won't see a lot of super super low cut clothing most of the time. Now it's summer, it's gonna get really hot, so maybe that'll change a bit, but it still probably won't be as much as I can imagine seeing back in New York or something. Um, just because it's just not the trend here. It's not the style, and girls are pretty modest about their upper half. So yeah, that's the one thing. I think what to wear has a lot to do with like the impression that you give off to guys. Here it's the same back home, but here it's just like I feel like people put so much more effort into dating and fashion, so it's noticeable. I guess where to meet guys. This is something people ask me. So I don't know. I've met guys all over the place. Like I've met guys on subways. I've met guys in the subway station. I guess I just have one of those faces that's very easy to approach, and guys want to talk to me. I think it's my teacher face where I'm like, uh-huh. Like I'm very encouraging, but I'm not encouraging if like I don't like them, or if, I mean, I'll be polite if someone asks me a question, but I don't think I'll give them the like, oh, let's go on a date look. I think I might give them, yes, it's over there kind of look. But yeah, I would say if you are younger, if you're like 18 to 20s, early 20s, I would say Hongdae is probably your best bet. There's lots of young, cute guys there, and they're fun and fashionable. Those things matter to you. But for the most part, I would say that for me dating in Korea, I don't usually date guys I meet in Hongdae. They're too young for me. I plan in the next couple of years to be a university teacher, so I don't want to be dating university students unless they're like, 30 in a university. Then I could see it, but not while I'm teaching there, obviously. But I want to be dating someone that's my age or older. So in Hongdae, I just dance up a storm. For the most part, I tend to meet guys in bookstores, subway stations, coffee shops, or Gangnam, Apgujeong, Cheonramdong, because those clubs tend to be guys that are more my age or a little bit older, which is like what I'm looking for, or what I want to date. And I guess I become really like I know what I want because in Korea people know what they want when they date, which is kind of fun. So I definitely like guys that are from 25 to like 32 probably, and it tends to be like my style. I go for the more flower boy looking guys / rockers. I really like rockers. So guys with super cute long hair can apply here. I'm just kidding. But for the most part, yeah, like there's also, and I guess this seems like another superficial, obnoxious thing for me to say, but it's reality here. That in places like Apgujeong, Cheonramdong, Gangnam, that are more affluent areas, you tend to have people with higher level English. This just makes sense. English is a socially stratifying reality in Korea. The better your English, the more likely that you lived in another country, that you've had private tutoring, that you've gone to really good hagwons. So because of that, you had to have spent a lot of money to do that. So economically speaking, the better your English, you're probably more wealthy. Now, this is just a reality, so it just tends to happen that I date guys that are from these areas because they speak English better than most other guys. And it's not just because they speak English better that I'm dating them, but it's because if you speak English better, you're more likely to approach a native English speaker. They have the confidence to speak to me because they've lived in the US or they've lived in, England or something. So they have just that ability to want to come and speak to you. Whereas someone that has low level English is going to be, even though I speak Korean pretty well, they're less likely to approach me because they don't think I speak Korean. That's really the shocking thing, is if I understand what they're saying. So I would say for the most part, language is definitely a barrier, and an economic barrier. So it's a reality. It's not something I've chosen or not something that I'm looking for. I don't ask people like how much money do you have, but you can usually tell based on someone's English. It does have a huge effect on it. So those are some realities dating in Korea. I don't know. Basically my sum up. Be the sort of girl that guys want to date if you're looking for a relationship. And just dressing really sexily and just making out with the first guy that you meet is probably not going to get you in a relationship here. Also, if a guy's like making out with you and telling you he loves you and you just met him 5 minutes ago, he's probably not going to ask you on a date the next day. It's rare, I think. For the most part, you know, guys here are pretty shy, and good guys aren't going to try to make out with you when they just met you. They're going to talk to you first. All guys are the same. All guys want one thing. I'm pretty much positive about that. But you know, good guys are willing to wait for you and are willing to take you on a date. And if they're just trying to like stick their tongue down your throat, then it's probably not love. So I would say be the kind of girl that guys want to take on a date, and that'll make a difference for you. I don't know, and just be approachable. Like, I think smiling is a huge important factor in drawing people in. I think especially for me, like, being foreign is intimidating. And, you know, just smiling and being sweet, I think is really inviting. So definitely be that kind of girl, but don't be like crazy smile. You know, like a little nod kind of smile is good. If you're dancing in a club, like a, you know, hi, how are you kind of smile. You know, those kind of smiles. Then you're more likely, I think, to date someone or to get their attention in a positive way, as opposed to like they're staring at your butt or your boobs or something. So yeah, use the smile. I know I sound like totally like an ad from like the 50s on like how to date, but I feel like Korea's kind of like that most of the time. I don't know, just my impression. So yeah, this is my reality of dating. I don't know. So everyone else has their own life here and their own dating styles, but for me, being 25, dating Korean guys, it's worked pretty well. I'm not in a relationship right now, but I probably, you know, it's one of those things that it's inevitable, I think. Just have to find the right guy. So I would say, though, I've met really great guys and I've had really great experiences here because I just make sure that I don't know, do things that are going to get me to like be delusional about a guy, because I know a lot of my friends are kind of like that. They kind of think like, oh, he's, you know, we're making out, so clearly we're going to be in a relationship. That's not going to happen. So I'm really realistic about what I want, but I'm also pretty clear about what I want. So be that kind of girl. Know what you want. Don't be crazy, like make a list and like your guy has to have like all these things, because it's never going to work. Unless you're in a romantic comedy, because then you're totally going to find a guy who's an opposite of your list and you're going to love him. We've seen every Katherine Heigl movie. So yeah, this is dating in Korea. So I'll probably make a part 2 soon if you guys have any questions for me or comments. Okay, bye guys.
Hoy para jugar con nosotros en Desafía tu Mente he quedado con, podemos decir, un pluriempleado. Es maestro de escuela por el día, Gonzalo de Montalvo, y espadachín enmascarado por las noches. Águila Roja, es hábil con la espada. ¿Será hábil también con su cerebro? Vamos a verlo. Dibujar una estrella parece sencillo, pero hoy van a comprobar cómo no lo es tanto cuando rompemos los esquemas que tiene asimilados nuestro cerebro. Lo sigue intentando, pero de momento la cosa no va muy bien. Mezclaremos nuestra capacidad visual con nuestra lógica para intentar unir unos puntos. Comprobaremos si Águila Roja tiene la misma habilidad con la tiza como con la espada. Y pondremos colorido al programa, siempre que nuestra memoria nos lo permita. Bueno, David, te veo muy concentrado.
Antonio,
¿cómo estás?
Miedo me dais.
No te asustes, ¿eh? Esto es un artilugio que no es del siglo XVI, pero
casi.
Que te va a hacer sufrir. Evidentemente le conocen, es David Yené, que es el protagonista de Águila Roja, 9 temporadas en antena.
9 temporadas, sí.
Y, bueno, éxito y pensando en nuevos proyectos.
Sí, sí, descansar ahora un poquito y luego empezar con nuevos proyectos.
Bueno, pues estabas tú ahí mirando nuestra mesa, ese instrumento de tortura. Yo quiero que te acerques, porque vamos a arrancar directamente con la primera prueba. Es una prueba que ustedes no van a poder hacerlo ahora mismo en casa, pero no sería muy difícil que pudieran simular algo parecido. Solo necesitan un espejo colocado en diagonal y intentar dibujar. Pero les aseguro que lo que va a ocurrir es que su cerebro, el cerebro de David, va a tener un pequeño choque de neuronas. Lo único que te tengo que decir es que intentes
a ver,
dibujar esta estrella que tenemos aquí seguir el trazo interno con un bolígrafo.
El interno.
Pero tienes que hacerlo mirando el espejo. ¿Estás preparado? Ay, ay, ay. Ay, 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 ay. ¿Qué está pasando, David?
Sí, ya está. Cerebro.
En la serie con la espada te veo muy hábil, pero me parece a mí que el trazo aquí se complica.
Sí, aquí. ¿Qué causa? Sí.
¿Qué te está pasando?
¿Qué habéis hecho? Esta no es mi mano.
¿A que no? A que parece que es otra mano. Ahora mismo no sabe dibujar hacia adelante.
Soy más de círculos que de estrellas, creo.
Un círculo sería fácil.
Así.
Se acaba de quedar ahí y ahora mismo bloqueado, dirección contraria. Trata de arrancarlo, David.
Conduzco mejor que esto. No sale, ¿eh?
Tienes que darle a tu cerebro la orden contraria.
Sí, se lo está dando, pero...
Ahora ha cogido el camino, pero en cuanto tiene que hacer el primer giro... Ahora ya lo tiene medio controlado. Titubea. Se bloquea de nuevo. Sí, la línea recta la has hecho muy bien. Ahora...
Sí, las rectas son fáciles.
Las curvas son lo complicado. Sigue concentrado, ¿eh? Lo sigue intentando, pero de momento la cosa no va muy bien. Claro, habría un truco, que es una vez que estás ahí, cerrar los ojos. Pero sería hacer trampa.
Claro.
Simplemente lo que quería es que te dieras cuenta de lo que tienes aprendido en tu cerebro.
Al primer trazo.
Enseña, por favor, tu obra de arte.
Sí. Patricio de Bob Esponja.
¿Qué ha pasado aquí?
Aquí el cerebro ya no daba para más. Ya no daba para más.
Hombre, hemos visto que has cogido las rectas ya como referencia, tirabas para abajo así casi sin mirar, pero cuando hay que girar...
Pero aquí es imposible. O sea, aquí ya eran demasiadas órdenes contradictorias.
Es muy difícil, ¿eh?
Muy difícil.
Lo pueden intentar en casa, pero es muy difícil, aunque con un poco de práctica se mejora. Te pongo a prueba con una cosa que le vamos a proponer a la gente en la calle. ¿Serías capaz de firmarnos un autógrafo, pero de tal forma que se vea bien en el espejo, no como lo firmas normalmente? Es decir, es firmar un autógrafo al revés.
Como lo de las ambulancias, ¿no?
Con David, aunque sea.
Sí.
¿Qué es eso?
Una P de Pablo. Me he cambiado el nombre ahora.
Todo al revés.
Te diviertes, ¿no?
Muy divertido. Bueno, vamos
¿Es necesario humillarme de esta manera?
No es necesario. Vamos a salir a la calle a humillar a nuestros voluntarios.
Vayamos a ello.
Vamos con ello. Vamos a ejercitar todos la memoria y vamos a poner a David también en un aprieto, aunque bueno, vamos a ver.
Son guiones.
Tú eres actor. ¿Cuántas páginas de guión te has tenido que aprender en 9 temporadas de Águila Roja?
Fíjate si tengo memoria que ni me acuerdo de las páginas que he tenido que memorizar.
Muchas,
Muchas.
¿no?
Sí.
Bueno, pues vamos a ver...
¿Qué? Si son guiones, bien.
No son guiones, son colores. Yo voy a dar la vuelta a esa pizarra y en esa pizarra vas a ver 20 colores. Están distribuidos en 4 filas de 5 colores cada uno. Te voy a dejar 30 segundos que veas los colores, que los trates de memorizar. Ustedes tendrán que hacer lo mismo en sus casas y después tendrás que intentar reproducir en esta pizarra los colores, los que puedas. A ver, 20 es muy complicado. 5, a partir de 5 estaría bien.
Ya me estás presionando ya. O sea, tengo que hacer más de 5 para quedar. Si hago 3 ya...
10 ya pago yo la caña. David, tus 30 segundos comienzan ahora a memorizar. Es una esponja, David, ahora mismo. Tiempo. ¿Qué?
No, los colores no...
A ver, yo te sujeto esto, vete cogiendo como quieras. Oye, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, si están bien.
Hará falta que estén bien, he querido abarcar demasiado.
¿En sus casas qué tal lo llevan? ¿Han podido memorizar muchos? Ahora lo vamos a comprobar, ¿eh?
Todo colapsado, con la estrella ya voy mirando también los colores al revés.
Bueno, vamos a dar la vuelta a la pizarra y vamos a comprobar. Bueno, hay que decir, David, que no está muy mal. Lo que pasa es que cogiendo el orden pues has acertado 1, 2, en el tercero has fallado, pero sí es cierto que estos 3 colores son los mismos, aunque los has bailado.
Sí, no, lo he bailado todo.
¿Y
no, porque he empezado primero intentando memorizar letras y luego ya he ido a lo visual. Y ahí ya he mezclado los dos conceptos y los dos métodos.
La segunda línea está muy bien, aciertas los 2 primeros
sí, no,
y
hombre,
bailas los colores.
Siempre bailo, o sea, incluso girándolo a lo mejor llega a cuadrar de algún modo.
Bueno, ¿quieres ver cómo le ha ido a la gente en la calle?
A la gente, a ver, sí.
Pues vamos a la calle y a ver los voluntarios que nos hemos encontrado en Barcelona, qué es lo que han hecho a la hora de memorizar colores. Bueno, ya has visto, David, que en la calle más o menos, excepto con esa chica que ha sido espectacular.
Sí. Le había dado más tiempo, ¿no?
No, me temo que no. Pues estaría más entrenado, tendría mejor capacidad para memorizar los colores. Ahora sí que te voy a dejar alucinado. Vas a ver a una persona, el gran maestro de la memoria, José María Bea, que va a intentar memorizar los 20 colores. Y además casi sin despeinarse.
Y en 30 segundos también.
Sí. Incluso creo que a él le vamos a dejar menos, le vamos a dejar 15. Pero vean porque realmente es sorprendente y es la prueba evidente que si ejercitamos la memoria podemos hacer pruebas como esta. Vamos a verlo. Bueno, ¿qué te ha parecido, David, el maestro de la memoria?
Increíble. Pásame su teléfono a ver si así practicando logro.
Bueno, vamos a practicar otra cosa. Tenemos aquí 9 puntos y yo le voy a pedir a tu lógica que trates de unirme todos los puntos siguiendo un trazo con 4 líneas rectas. En un único trazo puedes hacer los giros que quieras. Se lo estoy diciendo también a toda la gente que está en sus casas y que está viendo ya nuestro gráfico. Hay que unirlos como podamos, haciendo solo 4 rectas. Mientras él resuelve, les voy a dar un poquito de tiempo. Traten de imaginarse cómo lo harían. David, es tu momento.
Diría yo, si se puede hacer, no sé si se puede hacer, saliendo. Aquí me saldría, pero seguiría siendo recta. Y sí.
Muy bien.
Como una...
Muy bien. Sí, señor, sí, señor. Es la respuesta con 4. Bueno, muy bien. ¿En casa qué? ¿Han pensado lo mismo que David? Pero vamos a ponerlo un poco más difícil.
Sin tiza.
Y sin puntos. ¿Cómo harías lo mismo con solo 3 trazos? Pero aquí pondríamos, en Águila Roja pondríamos una musiquita, sí, ¿no? Piénsenlo y mientras tanto salimos a la calle con los 4 trazos y con los 3. A ver si dan alguna solución. Y David está ya pintando en el aire, imaginando cómo lo haría. Vamos con ello. Les hemos pedido ahora que lo hagan con 3. No sé en sus casas si ya han encontrado el camino, la forma, la manera de hacerlo. Te lo voy a poner más fácil para que puedas dibujar a tus anchas. Tenemos aquí los mismos puntos, pero con un poco más de espacio. 3 líneas. 3 líneas rectas. ¿Te ves capaz?
Siguiendo el mismo procedimiento, si se puede hacer, pues sí, haría esto. Más o menos. 1, 2, 3. Una zeta de zorro.
Solo te ha faltado la espada para hacerlo con la espada.
¿Es esto?
Es esto. Yo no lo hice. No conseguí hacerlo.
También lo creo.
No, créete. La mitad de las pruebas no las he conseguido sacar nunca. Pero bueno, eso es un secreto entre nosotros. Bien hecho, tío. Bien. Vamos a por la siguiente. No será tan fácil. Bueno, David. Llega el momento de decir adiós, de despedirte, pero quiero hacerlo con una prueba. Voy a jugar contigo, pero al mismo tiempo voy a jugar con todas las personas que nos están viendo desde casa. Te voy a pedir a ti lo mismo que a ellos. Quiero que pongas tus 2 manos aquí, delante de ti. Enfócalas a la cámara. Y ahora, ustedes y tú, David, ¿me podéis decir cuántos dedos tenéis ahí en las manos?
10.
Bien. Mi pregunta es, ¿y en 10 manos cuántos dedos tienen?
100. No. 50.
Muy bien. Estás mejorando, ¿eh? Pero claro, la verdad es que tenemos 5 dedos en la mano y 5 por 10 son 50. Lo que pasa es que al tener las 2 manos en el aire y decir que son 10, multiplicas inmediatamente los 10 que tienes por 10 y por eso dices 100. En la calle, David, todo el mundo ha caído.
Esta prueba lo hubiese hecho bien Francis.
¿Sí?
Francis solo tiene una mano.
Ah,
entonces
sí,
hubiese pillado bien los números.
Muchas gracias. Y mientras nos despedimos y nos vamos a airear un poquito por aquí, por la playa de Barcelona, quiero que veas lo que ha pasado en la calle.
Muy
no
bien.
todos han sido tan hábiles como tú. De hecho, insisto, nadie ha respondido bien esta prueba.